So hey y'all, I'm back with another video. So tonight's video is yet again another Chioma Chats video, Unpopular Opinions. We are on part 8 of Unpopular Opinions on this channel. As you guys know, I haven't been on YouTube for a little bit, just needed a break. Sometimes YouTube and social media can get too repetitive, too redundant, just toxic, very draining. So I be having to take a break, but I am back and I'm better. So what better way to come back with an Unpopular Opinions video? So without further ado, let's get right into this video. So my first unpopular opinion is, I don't think that Tyga deserved backlash for insinuating that Kylie Jenner's firstborn baby may have been his. At the time, Tyga was called corny, lame, desperate, and an attention seeker when he basically said that he had questions about the paternity of Kylie Jenner's daughter, Stormi. If you really look at the timeline, in April 2017, Kylie Jenner went to Coachella. That is where she met Travis Scott. And I kid you not, 2 weeks later, she was pregnant. She had Stormi in February of 2018. So if you backtrack 9 or 10 months, it measures up to April 2017, which is when she met Travis Scott. So if Tyga had been with her up until that point, I don't think he was wrong for thinking that the baby could possibly be his. I don't want to give any excuses to or for Tyga because he shouldn't have even been messing with her when she was underage. And yes, in 2017, she wasn't underage, but still, it's disgusting, and I wish she and him would have been canceled for that. I'm surprised he even got away with it, but we are talking about the Kar Jenner, so. Anyway, he has every right to question the paternity of the child because it's actually obscene that Kylie got pregnant by Travis, I'm assuming the first time that they hooked up, shortly after they met, and it explains why Kylie Jenner and Travis Scott's relationship is very weird. It almost seems like it's more of a situationship or it just happened versus anything that's filled with love, romance, and a true connection. My second unpopular opinion is, I think a lot of people are afraid to speak against Chrisean Rock because they are scared of her, which I don't understand. I think a lot of people just try to act complacent or oblivious or just accept the things that she does because y'all are afraid that if she doesn't like you, she's going to beat you up. Sounds silly being that most of us are all strangers and will never meet or see this girl, but I think a lot of people coddle her for her light skin privilege first and foremost, but the other half of it is that I think people are actually scared of her. The girl can fight though, but I think she should channel most of her anger into maybe doing celebrity boxing matches and making money off of it because this charade is going to get old really fast. I mean, it kind of already has. She has been trending a lot, and I know she has a new show on Zeus Network, so she'll be back in our faces all the time very soon, and then we can see what type of excuse that the general public is going to make for her behavior because that's what all y'all do. My third unpopular opinion is, Drake is starting to give me midlife crisis vibes. I haven't listened to any of his new songs yet, only the ones I've heard on the radio. Like, I haven't sat down and listened to the album all the way through. I've really been on a break. I've only seen the uproar about whether or not he offended Meg Thee Stallion and called her out, and I do think that he was throwing shots at her, no pun intended, because there is such thing as a double entendre, and honestly, the shoe fits, so I don't know why people were creating think pieces as if people's minds weren't going to where it went. However, I feel like Drake is in a place where, of course, he's the most successful rapper and he's very talented, and nobody really has anything negative to say about Drake overall. His comprehensive discography and his music, as well as just his appeal to a global audience, is pretty positive. But Drake is 36 years old. He has one young son by a porn star. He doesn't really seem to have any focus in doing anything but being a bachelor for the rest of his life because that's kind of what he gives off. And I think some of his songs and some of his moves and how he's always hopping on different sounds and trying to just do what is trendy or popular or relevant is just signs of like a midlife crisis. Like, I don't even say it to be malicious or offensive. It's just an observation because I do expect Drake to like settle down, but this man is pushing 40 and I think he's starting to realize that there has to be more to life. He got some heat for his last album or single that he dropped, and I think it's gonna wake Drake up a little bit more to quit the antics of having to mention women who are no longer attached to him and go find something serious. I didn't like that he came for Serena. Everything is always unprovoked with Drake, but he gets passes for it all the time. But this time, I think people were holding him accountable, and I think it's going to reflect in him channeling a different energy for himself in and outside of music. My fourth unpopular opinion is, I'm actually rooting for DanniLight to get a new man. I know a few weeks ago she was being dragged because she asked who she would look cute with, but I think the girl actually really does want to move on from her child's father, which I can't be mad at. I actually think that if she has healed, she should move on to somebody else because she definitely did get done bad. Like, even regardless of the colorism, if you take that part away, she still got done very bad. And that's not me excusing what was done. I think a lot of people are extra ruthless when it comes to people who we don't like as a society or social media community, but I don't think her asking that question was really that big of a problem. She should move on. At least she's not trying to be stuck on that pessimistic garden gnome of a baby daddy that she has. I'm just being real. My fifth unpopular opinion is Jocelyn Hernandez's songs are not always that bad. I feel like Jocelyn gets a little bit extra flack because of her personality, but if we're judging just her music, the songs are not the worst thing I've ever heard. It's just her delivery is the problem. But with the right vocals or autotune, some of her songs are definitely bops. The I Wanna Ride song that was the soundtrack to Jocelyn's Cabaret Season 3 was actually a good bop, especially when she started speaking Spanish. Maybe it's just because I don't hear Spanish, but it just sounded so smooth to me. I feel like it's Jocelyn's videos and her mannerisms that makes her videos a lot to take in, but I don't know, some of the songs actually do give me a little vibe. I'm just gonna be real. My sixth unpopular opinion is Brittany Renner isn't that bad as people make her seem, including myself. I'll be real enough to be accountable because I did go hard on her. And even though I still feel like she deserved to get dragged because the way how she was portraying herself is very cringy, I think she is a lot smarter than people give her credit for. I think what really caused the controversy with her is lack of discretion when it comes to your sex life. It never works for women because we just don't get the same respect if we are sexually expressive. And writing a tell-all book, pretty much naming all of the rappers and athletes you've been with, it's just outlandish. But I don't know. I think Brittany Renner is not as bad as people make her seem. I did a little bit more research and tuned into her episode of B. Simone's podcast, and it was actually a really good conversation. My seventh unpopular opinion is Safaree Samuels is probably the lamest celebrity. I'm sorry, but I've never seen any celebrity that just is way more extra and goofy as Safaree Samuels. I feel like every time I see him on my TV screen or on social media, he's always doing something that is just nutty. He makes himself look so bad. He has this high level of arrogance that seems to be oversaturated in comparison to what he's actually known for, and it just doesn't give for me. On all accounts, I feel like doing reality TV is a hit or miss with how the general public will perceive you, and I think he is perfect for it, but he plays way too much into it, and that has made him lose hella cool points. Especially the way how he did his wife, well, ex-wife, Erica Mena. You just don't get any points for that. I like Safaree better when he was Nicki Minaj's shadow. He had a better mysterious quality to him, and people actually gave him credit for his writing skills with the music. He kind of ruined his own connotation by all of his antics on social media and reality TV over the years. My eighth unpopular opinion is Rihanna was and has been one of the biggest promoters of sexualizing women and promoting sex appeal, but she always gets a pass. The rapper baby mamas are the only ones that catch heat for this imagery, but as soon as Rihanna did her whole good girl gone bad era, everybody was here for it. Even with her coming out with Savage X Fenty, I love the line because I mean, it's Rihanna and I like anything that's kind of inclusive. However, I feel like it's society that picks and chooses. Now, I will say this, I firmly believe that your reputation directly impacts your connotation when it comes to crossing the lines or pushing the envelope of sex appeal. For instance, if I was to wear something super sexy, y'all would probably give me a pass because I don't have a messy or problematic reputation. But all I'm saying is for every action, there is a reaction. Back in the day when we didn't have as many girls as we do now, figures like Rihanna and Nicki Minaj really did commercialize this modern version of female sex appeal. I always see girls being referred to as IG models or IG thoughts because there is this stereotypical interest that comes with them all. However, if we look at how we got here, I think it does start with certain public figures and celebrities, Rihanna being one of them. And no, she didn't pioneer sexualism as a whole. I mean, this has been happening for centuries, but in terms of the modern social media era, that good girl gone bad definitely has some lasting effects. My ninth unpopular opinion is Future doesn't get enough credit for being versatile. I think Future gets written off as a trap rapper because that's how he started off, but when you listen to Future's songs, he definitely has range. Future is definitely shadowed by a lot of his toxic antics, but if we're just focusing on the music and like people say, separating the artist from the music, his music is actually really good. Most of my favorite songs by Future are the ones that are a little bit less trap and hip hop, and I feel like people kind of downplay Future's versatility. He still gets a lot of credit, but I feel like he should get a little bit more credit for being able to create songs that have so many different sounds. Racks on Racks on Racks definitely doesn't sound like Wait For You, and Stick to the Models definitely doesn't sound like Incredible. I don't know, I just thought I would point out that Future is definitely very versatile. My 10th and final unpopular opinion is Saweetie is way too unproblematic for the backlash that she gets. Saweetie is pretty much a product of pretty privilege. I mean, she unapologetically says that she makes music for pretty bitches and has a whole pretty bitch music thing going going on. But I don't think Saweetie is problematic like many other female rap acts. I think the hate or backlash that she gets just stems from the fact that people think she's mediocre, which, I mean, is not far-fetched. But let's be real. Saweetie doesn't trend for foolery and dumb actions. She really doesn't beef with anybody. She really doesn't throw shots. She's not jumping from industry penis to industry penis. She doesn't really do anything but put out music, eat weird combinations of food, and look pretty. But somehow people still dislike her. I don't know why that is. I do want to make some comments about how she only sold 2,000 records. I feel like there is way more to it because it goes to show that albums aren't really selling these days, and a lot of female rappers are more known on social media, but that's a video for another day. Either way, I think Saweetie oftentimes gets unnecessary hate because she's one of those celebrities that really doesn't do too much wrong and isn't in and out of controversy. So that is it for this video. I hope you all enjoyed. Please let me know your commentary on my commentary down below. What do you think? What do you know? Let me know. Did I trigger you? Did I say some unpopular opinions that got you mad? Let me know in the comment section. If you haven't already, go stream my song Ballin'. It has been out on all platforms. Ballin' has almost been out for a year, guys, and we have new music coming in 2023. I can't wait to preview it all for you. If you haven't already, follow me on all of my social media networks, and I will see y'all in my next video. Bye, y'all.
Attention, all eyes on me. This Quincy you'll never be. Y'all not on my pedigree. Let's go, let's go, let's go.
Your man told me I'm precious. I'm too hot, stay out my desert. Humbling joints, it's my pleasure. I'm in the game and y'all just redshirt. New freestyle to your checklist. Pull it to your block like I play Tetris. Quiet hoe, let me finish my sentence. 10 that they see like I'm from Memphis. Going big like I'm from Texas. Life is being blessed in exes. Made that boy make me his bench press. Now he breathless. Green, white, green when I be reppin'. Nardo wickin' when we steppin'. Jerky niggas I'm rejectin'. Make me teach your ass a lesson. I'ma call him when I need some money. I ain't tryna wait. Mansion in the motherland, bitch. Leave it by the gate. My brother counting money up. My sis driving to get away. It's Queen Chioma trigger, cause you know I make it ricochet. Told y'all it's a ceremony. Every day a cabaret. Get out my way, I'm out the way. They say I'm out the ordinary. Call my favorite cousins up. They round the way and on the way. Had to come to auntie house, cause last time I did, I said I'ma call him when I need some money. I ain't tryna wait. Mansion in the motherland, bitch. Leave it by the gate. Call my favorite cousins up. They round the way and on the way. Had to come to auntie house, cause last time I did 20K.